Okay, cool. Why am I nervous? Why should I shouldn't be nervous. Anyways, cool. Welcome back everyone to another episode of Person Behind the Persona. Let us give you guys some context on how sad this is, okay? How many weeks has it been, okay? Since we have
2 weeks.
not recorded. 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And this is our second recording. Current पे current जाया जा रहा है. Yesterday भी current चला गया. नहीं, day before yesterday it was. Current चला गया था. हमने around 11 बजे recording start किया.
कल भी नहीं था तेरे इधर कर.
कल भी नहीं था. And we started recording at 11 o'clock. And mid recording, after 20 minutes of the recording, everything just went because ओकस का current चला गया. And here's the best part, okay? ओकस का current आता है 1 o'clock. एंड वो मुझे मैसेज करता है यो एंड मैं उसको कहता हूँ यो एंड मेरा रिप्लाई इज डूड मेरा करंट गया. उकस बोलता मेरा करंट अभी वापस आया. The chances of that, you know how low is that probability? The probability is as low as somebody copying somebody else's videos on YouTube. Okay, it is that low in probability. Okay, I shouldn't have taken that dig. I'm so sorry. But okay, anyways.
Oh my God.
We have done it. Anyways,
oh my
cool.
God, Rav. And you guys better appreciate. This is how कितना बज रहा है बहनचोद?
रात के 2:30 बज रहे हैं. ठीक है.
2:30 नहीं बोलते हैं, पर मुझे भी नहीं पता हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं. So let it go. We don't wanna know. It's 2:30 याद से. Fuck you.
Okay, fine.
But you guys be better appreciative, man. Because माँ चुरी पड़ी है, ठीक है? लेकिन नहीं, आज रिकॉर्ड करेंगे.
बहुत खराब हालत. Let's quickly start off. Where were we all? Both of us.
Yeah.
Where were we?
So you go first and quickly let's not go to too details, but let's wrap this up. Yeah.
So I was sick. I had a little bit of gum bleeding going on. मैं सुबह उठता था या फिर anytime I would sleep and I would wake up, I'll taste a little bit of blood in my mouth, and whenever I would see that it's pinkish, my spit is a bit pinkish, so I thought it was bleeding, and I was really scared at that point of time. कहाँ से bleed हो रहा है? What the hell? And I went to the dentist. The dentist said it's iron deficiency, and they gave me tablets for the first week. Didn't work out. I called my mom up, doctors, right? So she said that send a picture or something. I sent her a picture. She consulted my dentist back at home, and he said that it's probably an infection. So they asked me to go on antibiotics for a week, and after that second week, I'm back to normal. No more gum bleeding, fortunately, and that is why I was not there. Otherwise, everything else is fine. I don't have corona, guys. Don't worry. But
that's great.
Okus, where were you, sir?
Where were I? I had a mental breakdown, everybody. Wow. Yes. What happened, Okus? Well, what happened is, let's start. Whenever you work on videos, you थोड़ा सा stress रहता ही है, ठीक है?
Right.
And I was working on my videos. Stress is there. That's fine. That's how we work. But then in my personal life, a friend of mine, wouldn't call it a friend. I would say acquaintance. थोड़ी सी अनबन हुई. That was also in my mind while working. And my dog has been sick for past 5 days while like this is all is going. While I'm editing, my friend is there and my dog has been sick. He has been very sust. He has been pooping coffee color poop. And I think that it's blood. He's pooping blood, and I'm very scared. Right. So I'm like, all right, where I live, it's very strict. There are no vets available. The only vet available is a stupid motherfucker.
Okay.
One stupid motherfucker. नाटा सा काला सा भोसड़ी का है. इतनी मोचे मूछ है मादर चोद की. इतना चूतिया इंसान कभी नहीं मिला. So to the people who do not know, I have 2 rabbits as well, a male and a female, Lofi and Hopip. And the reason we have like ये नाम है उनके, क्योंकि rabbits when babies you cannot know which gender they are. So that's why we went for ungender specific या non-gender specific name.
Yeah.
ठीक है. And but a vet can tell you if it's a male or a female. And I was like, you know what? Let's take him. Let's take him to the vet. And he's like, okay. So the white, I have a white one and a brown one. So the white one, who is Hopip, is female, and the brown one, whose name is Lofi, is male. And we're like, okay, that's great. A couple of months pass by, 6-7 months goes by, and it turns out Lofi is pregnant. How Lofi? What? You told me he was a male. बच्चे दे दिए उसने. fucking उसने
Wow.
बच्चे दे दिए. Excuse me, you
Wait,
moron.
wait, what do you mean? Like, wait. How did you not? First of all, how did you know that the Lofi, right? What?
Yeah,
Lofi.
yeah, Lofi,
How,
Lofi.
How do you know that? How do you know that Lofi is pregnant?
So Lofi मोटी होती जा रही थी, right?
मोटा होता जा रहा था. In your
my
context.
head, yeah, in my head is like मोटा होता जा रहा है because I thought he was a male, she was a male. I was like, obviously, I'm like, blah blah blah, and I'm looking at, I was googling then that how often. Apparently, that back then I was very new, like I didn't know how much rabbits fucked. They fuck. They fuck. Okay, they don't
man,
stop. They don't.
It's a thing. It's a thing between rabbits, like fucking like rabbits. That's a thing. Yeah.
So that's when I was googling. I'm like, it's about time. Like these guys might. I need to get them like checked. And man, let's like Lofi is not letting Hoppe eat because she's a female probably, and she's like Hoppe is a female. That's what I thought. Hoppe is a female, and Lofi must dominate because he's a male. And he's not like, and he's getting fatter and fatter. And then one day in their poop box, we have like a poop box type thingy, like plastic का जहाँ पे हम लोग खूब सारे hay रखते हैं. That's where they poop and we throw it. ठीक है? And so the day I found that she was pregnant, I take that poop box and I was going to throw that poop, all of it, the hay. I was going to change it. And then I see, what's that pink? Wait, why is that? Oh my God! Mummy! बच्चे! And then I was like, and then I go, yeah. And then I go and check Hoppe, and I'm like, wait, there is no blood. And I look at Lofi, and she's laying there, and there is blood, and I'm like, oh my God. No way. Then we take her to
my entire life with my 2 rabbits has been a lie.
Yes. Because मेरे पापा हॉपिप को फुदकी बुलाते थे. We had a dog. We had a rabbit. Okay, we had a rabbit previously whose name was Fudku. He died, and unfortunate that so पापा जब हम लोग उसको लाए, and because Hopip looked very similar to Fudku, Dad used to call him Fudki, right? And imagine his face when he learned that this motherfucker is a Fudku as well.
Wait. What was your parents' reaction for that?
He's like, huh? They were very. That's what they were. Yeah.
Wow.
And we always used to think कि like यार अभी मैं मतलब जब मैं तेरे को बताया ना, I used to look up like कि pregnant हो सकते हैं अभी, तो मैं मम्मी को बोलता था, मम्मी ये तो like अभी pregnant हो जाएगी हॉपिप. एंड मम्मी लाइक नहीं ये तो बहुत छोटा है, अभी ये तो बहुत छोटा है. हमको क्या पता था चुटपन में ये भोसड़ी वाला ये तो बड़ा है, ये तो प्रेग्नेंट कर सकता है उसको. उसने तो कर दिया बहनचोद. तो दैट हैपेंड. So that's why I was like, okay, my dog is, except like, let's move on. My dog is sick for the first 5 days. He has been pooping, possibly blood. TLD, spoiler alert, he wasn't. But so we take him to the vet, and we don't take him to the vet. I go there, get the. I was like, I order it online. The meds. I order the meds online first, and so and it's been 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and I'm like, where are my meds? Usually it doesn't take that long, and so I contact the company, and they're like, due to some technical error, your order was not placed.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm like, तो पैसे तो मातृचोद, जब पैसे कट गए तुम बहन के लोड़े, तुम लोग ऑर्डर कैसे नहीं प्लेस करते? मुझे ये नहीं समझता, कौन सी टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टी? आदमी बहन जो बीमार होगा तभी तो दवाई ऑर्डर करेगा ना, ये कैसी बेवकूफ़ी बात है? पर ठीक है, फिर मैं बोलता हूँ करो, तो बोलते हैं हाँ, योर ऑर्डर विल बी डिस्पैच टुडे. नेक्स्ट नोटिफिकेशन में आता है ट्रैकिंग नंबर, देखता हूँ 17 दिन बाद आएगा.
17 days?
Yes, 17.
This is 1 week back. This is 1 week back, I think, around 1.
Yeah, about, I think. थोड़ा और पहले. So I'm like, my God. But I had, so I go to the vet. I was like, you know what, this has happened. Give us the meds, whatever. So I come back home, take the meds, and I give him the सुबह की meds. रात को we have to apply a tonic near his butthole. Because what we thought was like उसके butthole पे थोड़ा कुछ infection हो गया होगा. And I go there, and it's smelling very bad. And I'm like, what is happening? So I go near his butthole to apply the lotion, and I see that there is a hole just above his butthole near the tail. and whole, a proper hole. And now I'm like, and उसमें से पस निकल रहा है, खून निकल रहा है, and now I'm like, what the fuck is happening, right? And my dog is constantly licking it, not letting me touch it. He's in pain. I look it up. It turns out it's warble, and warble is an insect that has given laid its eggs in Ev's tail and tail, and there is maggots there, and they're eating my dog from inside out, right?
Oh no.
And now pus निकल रहा है, and this hole, बहुत सारे maggots हैं. So this hole ये पिछले 24 घंटे में इतना बड़ा हुआ है, and आने वाले 12 घंटे में it becomes इतना बड़ा. Like you can उंगली जा सकती है तेरी, your index finger can go up. That how big that hole has gotten. And मैंने जब flashlight मारी ना, I could see the maggots. I could physically see the maggots. So I cannot now Google. I love Google so much. Because if you Google I breathe, the Google tells you you're dying. Okay, you're dead, my guy. You're dead. You're 8 दिन में तुम्हारा, like when I Google is like 8 दिन में तुम्हारा animal मरने वाला है. मेरी माँ चुद गई भाई. This dog, this baby, this is my fucking क्या कहते हैं, my responsibility. I fought my mother. I fought with my father. I fought with my brother. Look, I'm getting a dog. I am paying his क्या कहते हैं, whatever खर्चा होता है. I am like everything. I take him to the walk, the vet का checkup. I keep all the records of whatever the medicine. Everything is my responsibility. And now in my head, I have fucked it. My child is going to die because of me. That's what mental state I am in. Not only has this video is going to be delayed that I'm working on. ठीक है? Fucking my friend, this acquaintance, that whatever this guy is, he has kind of said certain stuff that has fucked my head up. All of this is pending up. So I go on Instagram and I'm crying right now. I've said कि video delay होगी. I'm going off social media. Goodbye. I haven't slept all night. Cannot sleep. Obviously my dog is in pain. मैं इसी चालू किया हूँ, बहुत ठंडा रखा हूँ because ठंडा एव को पसंद है. So he's sleeping. He's in pain. Obviously crying. I cannot sleep all day. All night as well. I try sleeping after 1 hour. I have this extreme anxiety attack that I cannot breathe. So
breathless.
I am breathless. So to the people who don't know how it feels like, if you sprint, right? You sprint. So when you sprint, तुम सिर्फ आधी सांस लेते हो, like that's how you're running. But when you're done running, when you're done sprinting, you go. This is what you do to give the air to the lungs. You do that. But when you're having an anxiety attack, you're breathless, as Raf said. So you're only going, but slowly. Okay? So you're not actually पूरी capacity तक lungs में air भरी नहीं रही है. ठीक है? And you're doing this unconsciously, subconsciously, because you're sleeping, right? So you cannot sleep. You're feeling breathless continuously even after you're up. This is what is happening slowly, but because your body is not tired, you cannot go, your body will not go physically tell your body, your brain is just saying ki aadhi saas lo, aadhi saas lo.
You're having some sort of a panic attack at that point of time.
Yeah. And if you had actually sprinted, your body would be like, but your brain is just running at its own speed, and that's why you're only आधा breathless function आ रहा है, जो भी है, समझ सकूँ अब जा, ठीक है? And I have this extreme feeling of anxiety in my chest, this feeling of angst in my chest, that I want to say something but I can't, right? I want to say that to this person but I can't, because all of this is going on, and I am somewhat of a prideful person, so I'm not gonna approach it because I'm not wrong in the situation. Maybe we'll get into some other podcast, but and I post this story one like during this time you should not check messages. But I did the mistake of doing it a couple hours later because I wanted to feel distracted. This one fucking guy, like, I hope your dog dies. बहुत ज्ञान चोद रहा था ना ट्विटर पे, जब कैसे कुत्ते पालते हैं. And I was like, what kind of a mean personality are you? What the fuck, dog? Like, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemies, that I hope your dog dies, your child dies. Man. You and like this guy, and I saw his profile. This guy is that 14-year-old edgy retard kid. That's what him. He hoja offend. Later he types hoja offend. I'm like, wow, you're pathetic. You live a sad life. That's what you live. You live a very sad life. But
Shit, man.
अगले दिन we take, सुबह हो जाती है 9 बजे, vroom, we go, we move to the vet sees it, is like, okay, we gotta operate. So they make a small cut, and then they take out all the fucking maggots with the tweezer.
Yeah.
They put turpentine oil in it that usually kills the maggots, gives me the medicine, and we go home. Before that, like थोड़ा सा और भी बता देता हूँ how bad it had gotten that Ev wasn't able to stand up. That's how weak he was feeling. मैंने उसका पेट पकड़ा था and I was like, मैंने उसको ऐसा खड़ा कर दिया. You know how like you ऐसे खड़ा किया मैंने, and he went splut as soon as I left him. So that's how weak he had gotten, and I was like, God damn, we have to take him to the hospital.
Did you get to see the maggots?
Yeah, after she pulled them out, even after, so we have this spray, yellow color का spray है with a small pipe, like जैसे hit आता था ना cockroach वाला, वैसा pipe है connected. So we have to spray, अब तो hole काफी छोटा हो गया, but we have to spray inside that hole. And on the second day when I sprayed, more maggots, because I sprayed बहुत जोर से, and Ev को भी थोड़ा दुख गया, पर बहुत सारे maggots करके बाहर निकले थे 2-4 और, and I could see इतनी लंबी लंबी इल्लियाँ, but yeah. That had happened. My dog was vomiting as well, and so all that stuff. So like not only one thing, he was going through multiple. So his poop was like coffee colored, so he was having some digestion issues, vomiting ho raha tha, so he was feeling weak, and not only that, he didn't have enough immunity to fight off these maggots that were eating him alive in his tail. So he was in mad pain. And that made me undergo a lot of stress, but later I decided to go off of social media because, man, I remember I hated social media before this podcast, before like this clout thing happened, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm very grateful for my YouTube channel popping off and people wanting to see a bit more of me, so they follow me on Instagram. That's amazing, one of the biggest blessing you can have. But with that blessing comes a good amount of toxicity. Not only toxicity, comes a good amount of a realization, like you look at it and it seems so fake. I hate it.
Before we even come to that, part of the discussion, how is Ev right now? Ev is right now, if I'll show you in the camera. Wow. Yes, guys.
Sorry for the podcast, so Spotify listeners. Ev is sleeping right now. We have applied the meds right here. I don't think you can see the yellow part here, but we have applied the meds. He's sleeping right now like a baby boy. He's doing much better. Is
he able to walk? Is he able to stand walk?
Yeah. After a couple of days, I threw a ball and he actually did थोड़ा सा भागा उसके पीछे. Didn't run, but did a bit of I would say a jog behind the behind the ball, and that made me really happy. But yeah,
right.
But getting back to the thing, I hated social media.
Yeah.
Why did I hate social media?
Why did you hate it then, and why do you hate it now?
Okay, so when I was in school, right? Everything felt so scripted. Not only social media, just not only on Facebook, not only on Instagram, not only on Snapchat, but also off it. You know, when I was
what
in
do you mean? Like everybody was playing a role?
Yes, that's that's in calls. Sorry, not in calls. In like in school, in class. Yeah. It felt so, everything felt so forced. And every time I was like, yo, this is fake. Everybody called me out on it. I remember...
Can you give an example?
Yeah. I remember these people, our school used to take us to वृद्ध उनको क्या बोलते हैं जहाँ पे बुढ़े लोग रहते हैं, वृद्धाश्रम, और elderly,
home for the elderly,
I suppose you can say that. Yes. Yeah. And
old age home.
That's old age home. Brilliant. So our school had taken us Vruddhashram. Yeah, I said that, motherfucker. So, but
I don't know, man. I just made that word up. I don't even know. मेरा हिंदी बहुत खराब. Sorry sir. बहुत खराब. Like 2 out of 20 आए थे मेरे नंबर यूनिट. 8 ट्रॉमेटिक है मेरे लिए, ठीक है.
मेरे 1 आए थे मैथ्स में. That was
मैथ्स में. अच्छा ठीक.
Yeah. चल. 1 आए थे. But so they had taken us to
there. You guys, you should notice that Okus did not mention कितने में से 1 आए थे. He just said 1 आए थे. 20 में से, ठीक है. He's like बस दूसरा साइड नहीं होता. डिनोमिनेटर नहीं बताऊंगा मैं.
फेल हो गया था ना बस इतना जानना है तुम्हें. But मैं फिर हम लोग को वृद्धाश्रम लेके गए थे, तो everybody was crying. And it was like एक बंदा रोया एंड देन मे बी ही हैड लाइक ए अपने दादा वादा की याद आ गई होगी भाई ठीक है, बट देन एवरीबडी स्टार्टेड क्राइंग एंड देन पीपल स्टार्टेड बीइंग लाइक व्हाई आर यू नॉट क्राइंग एंड आई एम लाइक व्हाई like you don't feel for this, you don't feel for that. Motherfucker, I have my grandfather is pure aadhe paralyzed, okay, and he's probably going to die in a while. That's back then.
And we know that story about what happened
yeah
after he passed away. Everyone in the podcast knows.
Yeah, so that happened, and everybody is like, why are you not? And I'm like, why do I need to cry, you know? So a lot this is more on the lighter side, but there was a lot more like meeting at the social gathering. It was all just so that they can click pictures, you know, and as soon as the photo
with the
each other
with
no
okay.
Like
with each other, okay.
Yeah, just like at social gatherings is what I'm saying. When they met at social gatherings like annually and this and that and like there was just photo clicking and that's it. And then those used to go on social media and like Facebook and everything, and I was like, what? Why? Like I used to be very envious after I saw these social media photos, and I used to like, I wish I was there. And when I actually went there, it was so fake. Nobody actually talked. The captions were like, oh my god, this XYZ is the best, oh no, you're the best. And I was like, wow, I would love to have that. And when I actually went there, I was like, wow, you don't, none of you guys like each other, none of you do, and you're just portraying this character in front of, I don't know, to please the people you don't know or like. And I was like, you know what, I'm not taking any part of this. And that's what made me that's what made me astray. That and being kicked out of school because I failed 9th standard, but that is another story. But yeah, that's what made me astray from social media and go into the YouTube realm and like, you know, look for people who were more real. And that's one of the reasons that I try to be as real as possible, flawed but real. But recently I hated social media, but then I got clout and I'm very thankful for it again. But I realized like it's the same shit. It's really the same shit. It's not understanding or wanting to have a conversation. It's majority of it. And I'm sorry if you message me nice stuff. I really appreciate it. I mostly have read your message. If I'm not responded, I hope you feel happy knowing that. But most of it is usually a lot of projection of insecurities.
That happens when you're young adult in some sense, or and especially even a teenager, right?
Yeah, and especially when you're given the a feature of anonymity, where this guy doesn't really know me IRL.
You give people a mask, you will see their real faces out. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I suppose, but not really. That's not what they really are. It's what they're projecting. That's what I said. They're projecting their flaws upon you. I hope your dog dies. Yeah, mostly because this person himself is in pain. I do not approve of it. I've not forgiven him in any sense. If I saw him IRL, I would slap the shit out of him so fucking hard. Don't fuck with my dog. But like I understand like where these people come from, and even though I sympathize with them, I can't, like, you remember we talked about how this person who was toxic, I had to cut them off. Similar in this situation, I have to go off of social media because it's just so fake, and I'm not strong enough to be able to be myself and be happy while being here. I know when people get older, they get used to it. But right now, it just gives me this feeling of massive amount of anxiety and self-doubt, which I'm not here for.
So a little bit of context to you guys. Also, the person behind the persona Twitter is now PBTB_tweets. PBTP_tweets. And anybody, I'm not sure if it's tweets or tweet. I can't remember. Anyways, shut up, Ocus. Coming back to it, I'm the one who is taking care of that handle. If I'm writing something about Ocus, I am writing it about Ocus. Ocus is not writing it about Ocus. Just Twitter is the only space where Ocus is very careful to not tweet some crap on person behind the persona. I take care of it. I do the talking, okay? So don't come and blame. Okay, I see this one time I just wrote, very recently, when you were off social media, I wrote in one of the tweets that you guys have no idea how patient Ocus is. Okay.
Why did you say that?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you that as well. At the bottom, there are replies which are like, we all know, Okus, you are saying this. Okus, we know that this is you. Stop talking about yourself, Okus, for once, please. So, okay, I'll give you the context. Okay, so here's what happened. Like I said at the start of the video, that we were trying to get things recorded on Thursday. Okay, actually even before that, and यहाँ पे करंट जा रहा है आ रहा है हालत ख़राब, ठीक है. एंड आई हैड प्रॉमिस्ड ओकस दैट थर्सडे को तो हम कर रहे हैं रिकॉर्ड, कुछ भी हो जाए. एंड थर्सडे को इनफैक्ट हम लोग 8 बजे रेडी थे. वी डिसाइडेड कि हम प्री रिकॉर्ड कर लेंगे, जल्दी कर लेंगे रिकॉर्ड, ताकि भाई बाद में अगर करंट चली जाए. इतनी ख़राब हालत कि यहाँ पे बारिश हो रही है, करंट चला गया, ठीक है, फिर से करंट चला गया. आई टोल्ड ओकस नहीं हो सकता, आई एम रियली सॉरी. And I thought that Okus would be pissed for some reason, even though I don't care as much if he gets pissed off with me or not. But like in general, I was like, sorry man, because I promised him ना कि हाँ आज 8 बजे करेंगे, पहले से बोल के रखा था, ठीक है.
एंड 2 दिन से भी यही बारे में बात
इसी बारे में बात हो रही थी कि करना है जल्दी से रिकॉर्ड, बहुत डिले हो रहा है, ठीक है. एंड Okus is like, this is what and I'm full explaining कि ये हुआ है and हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे इस दिन, आज 11 बजे हमको रिकॉर्ड करना था. And Okus is like, cool, no problem. I was like, wow. I really thought Okus will like give me like a little bit of a, come on man, हम कितना delay कर. I mean, you sure? I think you thought about that in some sense, but like I was like, he doesn't care, man. I really thought he would be very, very impatient about this scenario. And immediately, my first thing which I thought, I was in my bua's place. I was like, wow, this is something I did not expect from 19-year-old Okus so soon. Okay, so kudos to you, my guy. Well done.
I'm not your boss. ठीक है, but even though I'm not,
I know, you don't own person behind the persona. Yes. What do you mean?
I'm very happy. I am very happy that I don't, because that gives me a bit more bharosa of your loyalty towards PBTB.
What do you mean?
Because it's yours. It's yours.
About that, guys. Just wanted to let a few things very clear. Okus knows that I go to other podcasts as well, right? I go and visit other podcasts because Okus clearly can't, because he doesn't have the time, or the other person doesn't have the cloud, or whatever the excuse you guys can come up with. But I go to other podcasts because I like, in general, having a conversation with people about anything, right? So, I just wanted to clear this out, guys. I will go and join other podcasts in the future, okay? I don't need Okus's permission for that. That's for sure. But person behind the persona is my baby, okay? So it's gonna stay right here, okay? हम यहाँ से कहीं नहीं जा रहे, ठीक है? Full Shahrukh Khan entry. वापस इन कभी खुशी का गाऊँ. Wait, that was...
Yes, facts. Oh, no. Nothing Shahrukh Khan is ever cringy, okay? None of you ever, don't ever fucking... We
could do an entire podcast about the most iconic scenes of Shahrukh Khan.
Oh,
and
my God.
We just watch, just reacting to it. It's like Lokas and I just looking at it like...
Love Shahrukh Khan. Love Shahrukh Khan. But why I said that I am not your boss is because
you don't pay me?
As soon as I say and, you come up with another one like, you know, and this and about this one.
I could, but मैंने 2016 में roasting करना छोड़ दिया है, so I'll just be like a bit more sensitive.
No, but I tried to be a good one, because मेरे साथ, I wouldn't say bad boss नहीं, but because I have been an employee, I would have, and now because I have been on the other side, when you work with or for somebody, I know how a good क्या कहते हैं treatment makes you feel.
Right. And it reinstates your trust in the person, I think, in some way. And it also makes you feel like, oh, this is not this project is mine also. True. Yeah. That's what my actual manager does.
Yeah.
On a very
not exactly. Yeah, you feel like, okay, this is, I have some input here. I have to be better, you know, for this not only for this person, but for this project, because he's giving me so much. He's putting so much faith of him in me. Right. I should just be a cunt. But that's what I've realized during my employee and just being a boss. So I try to be very good boss, but not a bad worker. I don't know the term, but मैं try करता हूँ कि मैं जिनके साथ काम कर रहा हूँ उनको understand करूँ, पर ऐसा ना हो कि हम लोग कहीं पे हमारे गोल से भटक जाए, ये भी मेरा क्वेश्चन
Right, right. I think we do. I'm sure, like when you tell Bean
या
in terms of the tips on, is that the context you're talking about?
या
When you're
आई
saying
वुड
that-
से या बीन के साथ काम किया है मैंने. 2-4 लड़कों के साथ भी पहले बचपन में काम किया है. जूदा के साथ अभी तक काम करता हूँ. जूदा एवरीबडी हु डू नॉट नो, ज़ेडॉक के साथ करता हूँ. एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज पीपल दैट आई हैव वर्कड विद कम फ्रॉम अ वेरी डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ just let's just say place,
Right.
like different political,
different part of the country. Yes.
yes, you
different
can say that.
ideologies
Yeah,
in some sense.
different, very different. Very from, I don't know, I'm nowhere near politics, guys. Please don't talk about politics. We don't entertain any of that. But being said that, from the very left people to the very right and everyone in between,
Right.
I've worked with everyone, and
Right.
like from very like different ideologies to very different this ideologies, very physically क्या कहते हैं different looking people, very like speaking wise different. बहुत लोगों के साथ काम किया है. So now it has gotten to a point where I really have been able to understand what kind of, how to bring the people's part that I want to work with. You know, with Judah, it's very analytical stuff, very written, very critical stuff. So what about this argument? What about this argument? Because
do you think it's like a bit like you having different circle of friends? Like you have a friend circle who you discuss ideas with.
Yeah.
You have a friend circle who you chill with. You have a friend circle who you like do something creative with in some sense.
Yeah. And when you're with them, you bring out the best of them, right? You bring out that particular best of them, I would say.
I think it is important to have different friend circles. Definitely, I have learned that over time. That is why I'm not a very, what would you say? I was not a very social person before, but now I want to like be part of different circles because and I actually voluntarily try to do that on a regular basis because I think it really helps different parts of your head. What do you call it? The machine in different parts of your head keep running.
Yeah. It's when you have different parts, like it's also when like it has gotten to a point where in every state of India, I have a friend. Every state. And it's so weird, so not obviously not every state, but almost every state. Like
even in the south?
Even in the south. Yes. In south, Abhi Jayesh is there in Kerala and stuff, Kolkata.
Kerala is not Kolkata. Okay, so what the hell? Now everybody will make a meme out of it.
Fuck sake. इससे पहले क्या था? बंगाल और बंगाल.
Man, wow. Of course, what do you do? Okay, do you want to do a retake? Just in case.
No, it's okay. But there are a lot of people in south. There are a lot of people in north. So I'm very happy with like having, like with traveling. I don't have to be like कि कहाँ कैसे घूमना है. I can just hit this one person up and be like, tell me everything. So
one question on that then. Very interesting. You said that. Do you not want to travel? You want to travel, right?
I love travel. I love traveling, but
Where do you want to go?
I don't love tourist places. No, I don't. I really don't.
Do you mean you like to go to places where there are less crowds? Is that what you mean? Yeah.
More than that, I like to experience different lifestyles.
Right.
So when I live in Mumbai. But when you come to tourist places, right? That's not Mumbai. That's a very fancy Mumbai. The very exaggerated version of Mumbai where there are so many people. There is sea, there is Mannat, there is Taj Hotel, there is so much stuff.
Tell me about Mannat, man.
Oh my God, we can sit here and talk for hours. But where I live, this is the life of Mumbai, right? It's still quite different, but it's still it's very chilled. And that's what I like experiencing. So that's why when me and the boys went to Goa, interesting story. So I'll tell you. Okay. So we had recently finished our 12th. Okay. And I'm like, ओए घूमने जाना है. ठीक है. तो चलो यहाँ लोनावला चलेंगे boys. फिर मेरा एक दोस्त आता है जिसका नाम है ऋषभ. ऋषभ is very quiet.
Right.
But he like छुपा रुस्तम है. He that's what he is. उससे जब भी तू पैसे की बात करेगा, like when we go outside and eat, he's like कि पैसा कितना बोलता है, बहुत है. कितना? बहुत है. तो बता तो. बहुत है. And he always pulls out the biggest note. हमेशा 2000 की नोट हमेशा. So he comes and we are all here and like कहाँ जाना है, लोनावला बोलता है मनाली चलो. And this is how he talks. I'm not making like Manali chalo. And mera baat to
which part of Mumbai is he from? South?
I don't. No, not so south. Not south. Not south. But his father lives in the US and also his brother. So there is quite a bit of money.
Okay.
But he's also the अकेला young बच्चा है घर का तो pampered भी है थोड़ा बहुत. He's fat, he's chubby, but I'll get to that fat chubby part again. So he like Manali चलो. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go Manali. अभी चलते हैं. आज चले. Yeah, I saw the light. At this point, if there is the light issue नहीं होगा राव तेरे साथ, then it's not a PBTB podcast, is it?
Of course.
But we are like, you know what? अभी चलो. मैं और मेरा दोस्त नितेश हम लोग स्कूटी निकालते हैं. We go to the official station. हम लोग next अगले दिन की ट्रेन की टिकट निकालते हैं. हमको टिकट कंफर्म नहीं मिली पर मिल जाती है.
Right.
ठीक है फ्यूचर में मिल जाती है. एंड वी हैव ऑल कंफर्म टिकट. वी एवरीबडी गो टू द हाउसेस, पैक द स्टफ अप. मेरे डैड आते ही से आई एम पैकिंग स्टफ एंड इज लाइक कहाँ जा रहे हो? बोलते मनाली. तो बोलता है कि कब? तो बोलता वो कल. अबे चूतिए बोलते ऐसे. अबे चूतिए सेक्टर 9 है क्या है? बोलता अबे मनाली है सेक्टर 9 है. ऐसे बोलता अबे चूतिए सेक्टर 9 है क्या? ऐसे मेरे को बोलते हैं. एंड देन लाइक नहीं हम लोग को कंफर्म मिल गई है ये वो. एंड देन इज लाइक ठीक है जाओ. मतलब मैं तो पैसे नहीं दे रहा, तुम देखो तुम्हारा. आई वाज वर्किंग एट द टाइम सो आई हैड मनी. आई इन्फॉर्म कैरी एंड लाइक ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला. एंड देन व्हेन वी मूव सुबह 6 बजे वी गेट अप, गो टू द स्टेशन. वी हैव टू कैच द स्टेशन. वी गो टू द स्टेशन एंड देन वी आर वेटिंग. My friends are late. We are still waiting. My friends are late. And then I get a text from my friend. Like, what happened? Like, ब्रिज गिर गया. तो
What?
तो बोलता है कि अरे तो तुम्हारे यहाँ गलत है. नहीं, जहाँ से ट्रेन निकलने वाली थी. तो ट्रेन हैज बीन कैंसल्ड. लाइक नो वे. सो वी गो, हमको रिफंड मिलता है. एंड वी लाइक, मैं बोला मुझे नहीं पता, मैं घर नहीं जा रहा हूँ. मुझे नहीं पता, मैं घर नहीं जाऊँ. सब लोग एवरीबॉडी लाइक हाँ मुझे नहीं पता, मैं भी घर नहीं जा रहा हूँ. लाइक अगली ट्रेन इधर की कौन सी है? बोलते गोवा की. गोवा चलेंगे. आई एम लाइक चलो गोवा चलो. मुझे नहीं पता. सब लोग अग्री कर गए. सब लोग चलो गोवा. वी गो. हम लोग ट्रेन से वापस लेते हैं. हम लोग गोवा की ट्रेन पकड़ते हैं. वी गो ऑफ टू गोवा विदाउट एनी प्लान्स, नो बुकिंग, नो नथिंग. फॉर क्या कहते हैं, फॉर मनाली वी हैड मेड फुल आइटिनरी. पूरी आइटिनरी रेडी थी. बट फॉर गोवा वी हैव नथिंग. वी ऑल गो देयर. हम लोग निकल लेते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ लाइक एंड दैट्स व्हेन वी रियलाइज दैट माय गाय ऋषभ, वी ऑल थॉट लाइक वी हैव 2 virgins in the group, Prabhat and Rishabh. And we are taking like pulling a leg from.
You just speaking like out of your ass, huh? You just telling everybody that we have 2 friends, this is XYZ in the group.
But they are virgins. Hey Prabhat, if you don't want to be called a virgin, how about you lose it, my guy? How about you lose it? But fucking weeb. But so many weebs are triggered in the comments, man. But so we are pulling Prabhat ka leg, and Prabhat's defense mechanism is like a good self-deprecating humor. Like तो ठीक है ना, मेरे साथ ऋषभ तो है ना, मैं और ऋषभ एक दूसरे की वर्जिनिटी ले लेंगे, ऐसा बोलता है. तो ऋषभ बोलता है कि तुम्हें ऐसा तुझे ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि मैं वर्जिन हूँ? मैंने तो कभी बोला नहीं. That's how he takes. मैंने तो कभी बोला नहीं, तुम ही अपने आप में. एंड किसी को नहीं पता था ग्रुप में. एंड पूरे वैन में हल्ला मच गया. लाइक तूने कब कर लिया? लाइक यंग गाइज, अभी 12th खत्म किया है. सो फॉर अस सेक्स इज लाइक अ वेरी बिग थिंग. ऑब्वियसली लूजिंग. तूने कब कर लिया? ओह माय गॉड, पता है कि नहीं? It was so fun.
These conversations are even more hilarious when you're in college and you like everybody is from different parts of the country, right?
Yeah.
And you're in one single room and like the conversation about girls, about sex, and about anything related to dating. They're just very, very weird conversations.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have seen that side of Rav. There have been very weird Skype calls. तुम सबको सिर्फ Chad Rav दिखता है.
This is all. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Okay.
हमने देखा है.
Don't believe Ocus for
हमने देखा है इंसेल को देखा है हमने. हमारे प्यारे
Incel, involuntarily celibate. I know what the terms mean.
yeah, obviously, but that's what I meant. Involuntary celibate, not the other association that a lot of incel is usually disregarded as a nice guy of the internet. I am nice to you, now give me your pussy, that kind of thing.
But you know that I'm not nice to anyone. Deep down, I'm not nice to most people.
Yeah, deep down
Nah.
I don't know. No, I think you're a nice person.
Of course, I'm a good guy. I'm not a
you're
nice
a gentleman.
guy.
You're a gentleman.
No. I'm a good guy. I'm not a nice guy. There's a difference.
Why? Well, just tell us. Tell me and give me an example.
I won't fuck with somebody who I don't like in general. Like, I will keep things civil, but I won't have like from my end, I won't have a conversation with that person. I don't have to please everyone. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, honestly, in the entire sphere of YouTube, who do I have to like please? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why would I please anybody?
Yeah.
I'm doing it as a hobby.
Yeah.
They're like, I have least amount of stakes here.
Yeah. Facts. Big facts. You don't have to. But that's the thing, right? You don't have to. You don't. You told me just a couple of hours ago, we were on a call, and you told me that you're not answerable to anybody but yourself.
You aren't. You really aren't.
Yeah, that's facts. You aren't answerable to
anybody. You decide who you are answerable to, and if you are, firstly, you should be answerable to yourself, and then maybe to your parents. You have that kind of a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because some people don't have that kind of a relationship with their parents, right?
Yeah,
which is fine. Which is fine. Yeah, that's life. We all live in dysfunctional families, and we choose to remain in perpetual pain as Indians all the time. So it's fine. Mm-hmm. But you should be at least answerable to yourself, because if you're not, then you're just going down a path of nihilism and what do you call it?
Not a good one. Not
a very good path. Like,
yeah.
It's because, see, why do people not want to even answer themselves? What does that? How does that show in society? It shows that this person is irresponsible in some sense. It shows that reinforces the idea in you that you're not willing to take the responsibility of yourself. If you cannot take the responsibility of yourself, then what makes you think you would do a better job at taking any other responsibility in the world? I recently just had this thought in my head, and honestly, I just use Twitter as some form of verbal diarrhea for myself, okay? And I just came up with this thought, but it was a very nice thought. I just thought, this is something which I wouldn't have believed in, but I would be glad if somebody told me. Which is that you're not this... what do you call it? This Atlas who has to take the world on their shoulders. You just have to take care of yourself, man. You're not this mammoth Hercules or some sense, of any sense.
Yeah.
You can get there, maybe, but just focus on yourself. That will change things for you. Maybe it will. Think about it. You focus on your health, you fix a few things in your life, and you keep doing that again and again for a few months. After that, maybe after that for a few years, maybe after that you prove to yourself कि हाँ मैंने कुछ तो किया है अपने लिए, अब मैं शायद दुनिया के लिए भी कुछ कर सकूँ.
बिल्कुल सही.
Otherwise, what assurance? Where will you get that confidence from? Where would you get the confidence of fixing things or even attempting to fix things in the world if not from yourself? कहीं से तो आएगा, या फिर तेरे दोस्त ही बोलते रहेंगे all the time कि हाँ तू तो कर लेगा. That is like it's like icing. It is not the cake. It is just the icing. ठीक है?
I like how far you've come from when we started this podcast, where you were filled with self-doubt, to you're not answerable to anybody.
I mean, I'm sure I am filled with self-doubt in some sense, but
everybody is.
Everybody is, and but the thing is, all I want to do now is just focus on myself, man. Honestly, like and that actually shows that I'm here in this podcast for myself and nobody else.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yeah. It is as much of an importance to me as my two other channels.
Yeah.
My gameplay and my other channel. Yeah. Both of these three are things I'm focusing on because they are my things.
Yeah.
That is why I don't go and join everyone's podcast or as a regular guest. Once in a while I'll join because I just want to have that conversation, but otherwise not. Yeah, you were saying?
I'd like to that's a good thing that you told me, because I wanted to talk about this on the podcast. I was wondering about this. Why did this work? Why did this work? Because if you guys do not know, we started a podcast way back, you and I.
Way back. In my More Raf channel in 2018, we started one.
Yeah.
And we were just testing the waters. Nobody else was doing podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast was not a thing back then.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's just... And Okas and I used to have Discord calls then also.
Yeah.
And just one day we just thought, ki, hey man, just nothing doing. Let's just have a conversation and just record that shit. Let's see what happens. We did 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And
Kind of fell apart.
It was...
No,
the
we had a
we
fight.
still
We had a fight.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. That's why I'm like, that's what I was thinking about. Like, you and I.
I don't think it happened. I don't think we stopped the podcast because of the fight. Because I was getting other people also, right? I got a few other guests also. But I don't think it happened because of that. I think it happened because उस time पे मेरा just placement शुरू होने वाला था.
अच्छा.
मेरे placements just शुरू हुए थे and it was. I had come back home. After my placements खत्म हुए मैं वापस घर आ गया and I didn't have my equipment or any of that sort. घर पे बैठा हुआ था and I didn't record anything.
Yeah.
So podcast हम लोग नहीं कर रहे थे उस time पे.
But tell me this. Back then, it was on your channel, and you remember when we used to record, you used to type stuff out. Like,
right.
This is happening, you need to do this, so not to be an asshole to you, but during that time I would say you were more of a boss and a control freak, right?
Yeah, sure.
And it
100%.
Where do you think it came from? Because I think it came from this, like, okay, we are not good enough. I saw this podcast, we have to like be this good or this that.
It's also one of the reasons why I upload less, because I'm always really scared in some sense कि audience को कैसा लगेगा. Audience कैसा लगेगा. I want to, but I think over from
the course
what
of
has 3 years, what has changed is I have realized कि man, if I start worrying about audience को कैसा लगेगा, then I will never be able to put out anything.
And not to pat this fucking project that we have done. Actually, to pat this project that we have done on the back, I think a lot of it did help from this podcast, both for you and me.
Right.
Because it came
among the many things that this podcast is, it is in some way a little bit therapeutic to me.
For me, it's like, that's all it is. The therapy. That's why.
Wow.
You remember you and I having this conversation. We had a very therapeutic conversation before we started podcast, and then we like, hey, yo, you know what? Let's start this baby once again. And then we went ham on this pitch. But
the thing is, I have noticed that like you and me do some project. I don't know, man. It's very weird. It's like looking in the mirror, but then not looking in the mirror. It's very weird.
With you and me?
Yeah.
It's very.
Fuck.
I don't think I've had this vibe with anybody. It's very hard. It's very hard to define. I would say, and this is so weird, the only other person that I've ever vibed this hard with is my girlfriend. And then it comes you. And then maybe Rishabh and everybody.
Yeah, but, Rishabh, Jayesh and Surya.
Yeah. I would say that's in that order. Rishabh, Jayesh and then Surya. Because with Surya, it's a lot of it is, he's still like, there's no क्या कहते ये best friend फिर ये ऐसा नहीं है. But because he's older than us, you know. He's
but I am also older than you. I'm Surya's age.
But he's more wise. He's not wise. He's more focused. He's more focused is what I say. And so if you and I have the same problem, you and I can talk about it. When the other person has not experienced the same problem, even though you can talk about him and even though you will get a good answer from it, it won't be the same vibe.
Right. Do you think that is why people would, teenagers and young adults would rather listen to people their own age group or their own peer group, tell them what to do or suggest them something, rather than listen to a parental figure in some sense?
When you have your shit sorted out, you're like, not even just not their age group, I would say just somebody as flawed as you. Like you can be a 28-year-old and still be like a fucking a flawed person extremely,
Right,
and even
right.
then a teenager would resonate with you. You know. So similarly, that's what but it's I've thought about this for a very long time, where like कि क्यों मेरा और राव का ही जमा, and I mean I still don't have an answer for it, but from what I can come, like जो मैं तुम्हें प्रोवाइड करता हूँ वही तुम मुझे, like जो तुम क्या कहते हैं, जो भी अराउजल मुझे प्रोवाइड
वाओ
मैन, बट समझ जाओ यार, चैट
घूम घाम के पहुंचना ही है तुम्हें वहीं पे, ठीक है.
bro, oh my god, you guys made
You have to slither into the chamber of secrets some way or the other. Okay,
man, did you see the fan arts? Oh my god,
I saw the sketches of one, and I saw a fan fiction. What the fuck is going on, guys? Don't fucking.
Oh my god, I was like, no. Oh no, you did. Oh, you for real. Oh god, you did it. You fucking disgusting thing. You did it. You went out and you did it. You were all conscious and you drew us. Fucking. Oh my god. But that's
It's
fine.
okay. It's
That's
okay. It's
fine.
fine. It's fine. We don't mind as much, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, actually, we don't really care. But yeah, that's the podcast for today.
Some people start questioning our sexuality in some sense, and then that makes one of us bi-curious in some sense. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Pum 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 banana tara tara tara.
But yeah.
So that's it, guys. That's it for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was just a basic, very chill update podcast. Okay, guys, we really appreciate your patience. We are gonna try a lot of things in the podcast, and also
It's not a podcast.
Yes, about that. It is not just that. It has a podcast. Person Behind the Persona has a podcast, but we'll be trying a few other things with it as well. Okay, so stay tuned for that, guys. We are only at 6,000. If we try it at somewhere like these new things at 40-50k, I don't think it would be. The audience would have formed by then.
Yeah. And sabhi kar rahe hain. And I believe that PBTV is a different monster in itself. Like,
Yeah.
this is not a podcast
It's something else. It's like Victor Frankenstein. So Victor Frankenstein was making the monster Frankenstein, right? And
Okay.
he had like some things in his head. Basically it's me and Okus trying to stitch things together. Okay.
Yeah,
And we
really.
have no idea what we are making. We're just patching things up together.
And it's going great till now.
It is doing very weirdly and stupidly well. I don't know how, but let's see how far we can stretch this out. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. We have big plans for this baby. But with that said and done, thank you so much for watching, boys.
Yep.
I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.